In this section of the tutorials, we're going to show you how to design a notch or a custom notch inside PractiCAM. We're going to pick a fitting out of our library and we're going to work with it. We're going to use a squared around. Now we're going to focus on the round portion of this duct. You'll notice here as I zoom in to the top portion or the round side of my squared around duct that I've got a couple different notches here. You can see them as I zoom in. They're extremely small, but you can see one notch right here, and as we pan over you'll be able to see another notch of the same type. You'll notice that it's got a slight round shape to it. Now where is PractiCAM getting this particular contour for a notch? Well, all notching essentially comes out of our special notches section underneath my libraries, which is over here. If we click on special notches, you will see right here we have rectangular, round, oval, bend notches, and connector/lock notches. Now we're going to go over each one of these. Essentially, if we are using a round piece of duct, for example, the round portion of a squared around, PractiCAM is going to take the notch that we've designed here and kept checked, and it's going to apply it. Here you can see that little round notch that applied to the squared around. If we were using a piece of rectangular duct, we can apply a completely different notch. Now imagine, for example, just for this sake, we'd like to change the notch that we used in this squared around. What I can do is I can come right here and click on create a new notch. And we're just going to call it V notch. We rename it just like we rename anything. And what I'm going to do is utilize the tools we have here on the left. Now you will notice that these tools are consistent throughout the software. Just like in connector editor or part editor, we have the same tool palette. And there are tutorials on all of these tools in other sections. We're going to take our eraser here and we're just going to delete the actual notch. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit. We're just going to make a different notch that will look slightly like a V. We're just going to say, let's create a notch down here, up here. Now, if I keep V notch checked, every time I'm working on a round fitting like a squared around, and I need a notch, it will put this exact notch of this exact shape and size automatically onto the fitting. For example, we're going to hit save, and then we're going to go back into that takeoff. Here inside our squared around, we can now look at the top round part, which had a little round mark notch on it before, and now you can see that the V notch we've created has been added. If I would like to make it so that that squared around does not have any notches, I can come into my special notches section and I can keep them both unchecked. Now if we look at our takeoff screen and zoom into the blank, we'll be able to see that now there are no notches that have been applied. Here you can see that all of those V notches that we had just designed are no longer there. So we can turn this feature on and off as we like.